Hey everybody, and welcome to the bait shop. Have an idea for tonight. So you may have seen this video where I go to Ohio. I've got family in Ohio. We go up there, we visit with them, and I drive a couple more hours to Michigan, and that's when I buy my plastic from Dead On, and I buy pigments. Lots of pigments. And flakes and powders and all the good stuff. But this last trip, I got a bunch of new stuff to try that I've never used before, and I've just not used it yet. And so I thought, let's start working our way through these pigments I've never used before and use them. And I thought, what better way to do that than to bring in my daughters and let them pick which ones we're gonna experiment with first. So I'm gonna bring in my 5-year-old Beatrice, and she's going to look at the lineup and pick out a couple bottles, and then I will pick from those bottles which ones we're going to use. Okay, so the lens is down here. Don't look at this, look down here, okay? All right, I have got Beatrice here. You say hi.
Hi.
And she is going to help me out by picking out a couple colors to choose for our experiment, because I have never used these colors before, right? All right, let's take a look here. So we have got colors lined up all the way down here. I've never used any of these colors. I think I used Dawn briefly as an additive, but I've never done a cup of just that color. So, Beatrice, take a look at that lineup there and pick out a couple.
I like this one.
You like that one?
And this one.
Pink lemonade. All right, and final choices. Lock it in. Those the two?
And this one.
Oh, you like that one too?
This is like minty.
Because it's minty. Betty. She knocked something over. All right, make your final selection. Pick two, and those will be the ones.
This one and this one.
All right, so pink lemonade and Dawn. All right, cool. Thank you.
You're welcome.
When I'm done with the baits, you can come check them out, okay?
Okay.
Let's do it. So again, her selections were pink lemonade and Dawn. Now, if I'm 100% honest about Dawn, I have used it, but yeah, I have not used it on its own. I was trying to figure out a recipe a little while ago. This, and when I was in my different samplings and tweakings, we put a few drops of Dawn in one of those as a pink base, along with metallic mist and another pigment. I can't remember. But I have yet to put Dawn in a cup all on its own. So I thought, it's open. Let's use Dawn. And we're gonna put the pink lemonade back in the tote. And next time we're experimenting with a new pigment, it'll be back in the lineup. And next time I'm gonna have my 10-year-old Eleanor help me pick out a color. But let's get this mixed up really well. We're gonna run creature plastic. And I think anytime you're experimenting with a new pigment, you wanna be selective about the molds that you're using. So I've got 2 molds picked out. We're gonna run some 5.4-inch whip wads and some of our imitators. These are baits with dense bodies that taper out, so you can get a really good look at both the thicker parts of the plastic and the thin parts of the plastic, and get a really good idea of how this color is gonna behave across different densities of the bait. So let's get plastic cooked, bottle mixed, and start experimenting.
Got our fresh cup of hot plastic. Now, Dead On their website, they have a scale of like drop count. They don't just tell you what saturation is, which is fine. We're gonna start with 20, see what it looks like, go to 40 probably, and maybe even up to 60. I shook this for about 2-3 minutes. There's 20. Oh no, I dropped it. What's wild is this is not on the Dead on Plastic website right now. And I don't know if they discontinued it. So that might be a precious drop right there. All right, that's a cool color. Very deep. It's got like a very pink purple vibe to me. Very morning dawnish, you know. Still translucent, so let's go ahead and bump up. Let's bump it to 30. There's 30. And I'm going to go ahead and bump it to what I would consider, for most pigments, full saturation, which is 40 drops. That's when I see the color kind of shine the most. And I'm trying to decide, do we want to bump it to 60 and see how dark it gets? Because I want to run it without any additives. I just want to see what it looks like. I want to vacuum chamber it and run it the way it is, and then go from there. I think 40 is good. Let's run it at 40. So I'm going to heat it up a little bit, get it in the vacuum chamber, and then we will run it and take a look at it. All right, we have got our plastic here ready to go. Vacuumed out. Let's do it. Hold pressure for just a second on these imitators. Alrighty. Check that out. Pretty cool looking. So this is another mold, obviously, here. It's hot. And I'm using it as a spacer mold.
Oh. Yeah, because I'm using molds from multiple manufacturers. And so we've got an Epic Bait mold here, and these are Angling AI molds. And when I run them together in a block like this, obviously if this mold was here, I couldn't get the injector up to the hole because the Epic Bait mold would block it. So I just grab another angling mold and I use it as a spacer to make sure that there's enough space for the injector to get there. That's a tip for you bait makers out there. All right, we're gonna crack open the whip wads. Crack up the whip wads first here. Oh, come on. Come on, come on, come on, come on. There we go. All right. All right. Ugh. Bring you guys up to look at me here, so I don't have to try and look at these through the phone. That looks real good right there. Let's take this out. Ooh, that was hot. I actually really like this pink. See how the light comes through right through here? I love that. All right, we're gonna go ahead and drop that one in the tank. Take a look at the next one. And you can see what I was talking about. Like, we get a much different color through the density of the body here versus in the tail. So that's one of the reasons I like this bait for a test bait. And then also you get a little bit of a look. Ooh, see that? Right through there where the hook slot is. The density here versus where the hook slot is also pretty cool to see. Yeah. And we got 3 really good shoots out of that. I like that. Now we're gonna do the imitators, or the these are Angling AI core shot scrubs, I think is what they're called. But we are going to get those opened up. And we've got to be thinking, though, what flake or powder, what do we do into the next cup? Because the next cup, we're going to go ahead and saturate up to 40 drops, then add flake. And like the easiest thing to do would be to just do black and Barney Darko, because that is a great flake with like the same tones, that deep purple and then those bright pinks to go in there. But we might do something crazy. Maybe we'll put orange flake in it and just do something crazy. I also am interested to see how the flake shows up, because it's much more opaque in the body than I expected it to be. That's a good demold there. Check those out. All right. You can, ooh, do you see the light coming through? I can see more of that on my end, but you can kind of see it right here as the light comes through. On my end, it's definitely catching a little bit more of that. I really like that color. Almost just as is. I would use that as is, especially in rivers for smallmouth. You can see that. Oh, yeah, see that? It's not a color morph, but just seeing the different densities is super cool. All right, I'm gonna take a couple minutes to think while this next cup cooks, and then we're gonna figure out what we're gonna put in it and shoot another cup for our experiment and compare them.
Got our hot plastic. I'm gonna go ahead and saturate this to 20 and go from there. I want to add our flake and then decide if we want to up the saturation again. Now, I took the coward's way out for the flake. I took a stack of my flake inside and let my daughter pick. That's what she picked. So we are getting some holographic silver and some 040 turquoise. We are going to start small with a 1/16 of each. And I'm holding the right to add some black square cut. Now, hey, that's not bad. The question is, do we saturate more or do we leave it denser? Let's saturate up to 30. We're gonna run a little test here. I kind of want to leave it at 30, but still not positive, because that still is really pale. Oh no, we can leave it at 30. All right, we're gonna leave it at 30. I'm gonna scrape my sides and get it topped off heat-wise a little bit, because we are in a colder room now, and then we will shoot it. Let's run these. I'm liking it. It's growing on me.
Okay, so I'm getting ready to demold, but I wanted to look at a comparison of the cups. And I don't know if we had saturated up to 40, if this would be more pink. But you see, that's like a hot pink, and this has definitely got more of that purple showing up in it. This is also still much hotter than that, and that the heat does affect coloration. So we'll see once these baits get a chance to sit in the water bath. But let's open up the imitators first this go around. Okay. So much more pink in the mold than in the cup. I don't mind that at all. That's pretty cool. That'll catch them. That'll catch them. Watch, I'm gonna take these out with me next time and break my PB. Now we've got our whip wads. Ooh, I'm liking it. I'm liking it. Still have that translucence, and I think that the 30 drops, we could have gone to 40, but I like that I can see into the body of the bait. Like you can see some of that flake that's a little bit deeper. And I think if we had went to 40, we wouldn't see as much of that as we do now. Cool. All right, we're gonna get these all cured or set up in the water bath. And then I'm gonna bring Beatrice in here and we're gonna take a look at them together. All right, we are back out here. The baits are all done. They have sat in the water tank. They are, set up enough for us to handle them and take a look at them. And then I'll get them hung up for curing.
Yeah.
All right, so this is the first color. And that's just that Dawn pigment. What do you think of that?
Good.
Yeah?
I like the bubbles on it.
You like the bubbles on the tail? What I like is when you look at it in the light, you can see how the light comes through the bottom right there. That. And it comes through the tail differently than the rest of the body. What do you think?
I like it.
Okay, and here it is in the other bait. Look at that.
Like, on fish, I can see.
You think it'll catch fish? All right, and then here's with a flake that you picked out. What do you think?
I love it.
I like it too. I think it will do actually really well. I don't know so much in the whip wads, but in these, I think that's going to be killer on Texas rig.
Yeah, that'll be amazing.
You think it'll be amazing?
Yeah.
Well, we'll have to use them next time we go out, right?
Yay! I'm
right.
gonna do it.
All right. So that's that. Next time it'll be Sissy's turn, and then we'll rotate back around and you'll get to do it again, okay?
Yeah.
You're gonna say goodbye, good night to everybody?
Bye. Good night.
See you next time?
See you next time.
Actually, do you want to end out the video for me? Yeah. Okay. All right, everybody, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please make sure you drop a like, drop a comment. Tell me a color you'd like to see that you haven't seen on the channel, or a flake combination or something weird, just let me know. And yeah. Wait, I'm gonna say, I'll catch you next time, and you're gonna do that to the camera, okay? Till the screen goes black. Ready? All right.
Catch you next time.
We'll catch you next time.